Man, you guys got in here quick for the LaFleur. All right, here we go, guys. You guys are the special ones. All right, let's get this party started.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Woo! Welcome on, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report, the Saturday edition. It is August the 24th, 2024, and we are getting ready to get into this final preseason game right here with the Pittsburgh Steelers, where a whole bunch of guys that aren't going to make the team are going to be fighting to make the team. And we're not going to get to see any of the starters. We're not going to get to see any of the backups. We may not even get to see any of the backups. But if you're a real Lions fan and you've been following them as long as I've been following them, you just love the back end of this roster right here. We're only talking about a couple of roster spots that are going to be available right there. There's only 6 or 7 roster spots that are left available, and they're going to be rotating in like 30, 40 guys to get those 6 or 7 spots. And we are going to be broadcasting live, doing the villain cast. The very first villain cast is going to be today. And the coverage starts at 12:30, so I am going to cut this show a little bit short, probably cut out here in like a half an hour for today. We'll talk a little bit today, and then we'll pop back on at 12:30. And this is exclusive. If you see that, that's exclusive on our YouTube page. We do not want to risk the 52,000 villain Facebook page right now, which we are broadcasting live right now into the villain squad with 52,000 strong. We're not going to risk that page. That's why we're going exclusively on our YouTube channel, which is the Villain Squad YouTube channel. We're not going to go on JC Sports either and risk their page, because I have no idea these copyrights things, whatever. But I'm going to broadcast the game. It's going to be audio version only, and then I'm going to give my reactions and stuff. You guys can react in the comments while you're watching the game as well. But I'll keep you up to date on the game, on the play-by-play and what is happening. That is going to be Mike's job, but he is not going to be doing that here in this first one. But we're also broadcasting live into the Huddle Sports Network on Roku. Bill, the Packer fan, Mike, the Bear fan, you guys do your thing over there. And we're happy to be part of it as the Lions representative of that. But maybe get into a little bit of trash talk right there. and that's okay, because we can trash talk the team all that we want, because we believe faith, family, and then football. Faith, family, and then football. We use football to create memories for our kids or create memories for our lives. We don't let football use us. And that's why we can like the people that like the Packers. We like you as people. I like you, Bill, the Packer fan. I can't help that your team sucks, that I don't want to, that I don't have to be nice to your team. And that's how the relationship can work, because I don't have to not like you as a person. I can just hate your football team, and that's all good. And we like that. But most importantly, join the conversation. We want you to join the conversation on the page. That is in the form of posts, by commenting, sharing our posts that are out there, the ones that you like, the ones that you can identify with, because we're football fans. And on this page, we're Lion fans. And today we have a Lions game. How many people are excited for this game? Or are you the type of person that's just like, gosh, I can't wait for the preseason to be over so we can actually be talking about some real football? So which side are you on? Do you dig this back end of the roster stuff like I do, where I want to know every single player on this team, even delving into the practice squad? Or are you on the other side of it and being like, dude, get to it already? And I know, and I don't even hate on somebody that's like that. Get to it already. Let's get down to this 53-man roster. Let's know what we got going forward so we can start planning for the LA Rams on Sunday night. And that's where we're going to be at 4 o'clock today. I mean, your mindset is going to flip, and we're in the regular season. Now, on Monday, Mike is going to be out here, and the preseason will be over, and Main Event Mike will be in for the Main Event Football Show, doing his final 53-man roster projection, his prediction, because on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, the Lions have to have the roster cut down from 90 to 53. And a lot of people are going to not be Detroit Lions anymore when it comes with this. And like I said at the beginning, we're really talking about this spot right here, 6 or 7 spots that are left to be up for grabs right here. So let me know what you think about that. So let's say hello to everybody in the morning. So who are the special people? We got the bad guy. The bad guy's in there. Are you ready for some football? Last preseason game. Thank you, Lord. I think John Kapler, the bad guy, is on that side of it, where he just can't wait for this thing to be over. But John Kapler and Davey were the two that were in before the intro dropped. I appreciate you guys because you guys got to hear the Matt LaFleur this morning. None of the other guys did. But what's up, Chance? Chance was the first person to come in after that. Dwayne in the house. Dwayne says, let's go Lions, NFC North Championship title. Let's go. The bad guy says, so, have you heard? Has anybody else heard the Hendon Hooker trade nonsense? Guess it was from Woodward Sports. Didn't start making YouTube news channel, to get away from the nonsense that most creators play nowadays. I didn't hear anything about that other than the normal stuff, John. I mean, obviously, when you're developing a young quarterback, there's always going to be rumors of, them being able to trade that guy or maybe get value from that guy. I think it is nonsense. I'm with you, John. I think that they drafted Hendon Hooker to be the backup for 4 years. I think they looked at that Green Bay Packer model right there where you take 3-4 years, develop that quarterback, and now Love appears to have hit the ground running because, he's got 4 years in that LaFleur system. I mean, he's been practicing. He's been practicing, and that's the same thing they're going to do with Hooker. Like, Hooker showed some promise there. So, I don't mind it. I don't mind this one as much as the fake news out there, John. There's a difference between, trade rumors, right? Brandon Ayuk is still out there, trying to do that whole thing with that. I mean, I don't know, maybe not. Or with that Brandon Ayuk, those rumors that are out there, all of that stuff, people trying to get paid, CeeDee Lamb rumors. I don't mind that stuff as much as I mind the stuff where they're like, plane crash and 4 players lost their lives, that type of stuff. That's the type of stuff I don't like because, you can disagree with the premise that Hendon Hooker is getting traded or he isn't getting traded, right? That's not lies. That's just somebody's opinion, wanting to speculating, what could Hendon Hooker be worth, all of that. And I don't mind that as much because that should be a rumor that's out there because if you can upgrade, if somebody's willing to give you better than a second round pick for Hendon Hooker, you got to listen to it, right? If you're Brad Holmes, would you listen to that? Because, I mean, if they're just offering like a third round pick, let me take Hendon Hooker off your hands, they're not going to do it. So if there is a trade rumor and if they were to trade him, I mean, it would be for like a first round pick or a bunch of picks. And people trade for, what's the word I'm looking for? For projected talent. Hendon Hooker's a young, big quarterback, and that's super young. I guess he was drafted later, but him being 26, 27 years old, he's in the prime of his, in his body career. And, he's had a full training camp now in a pro style offense. So that's worth something to somebody. I mean, I would argue that Hendon Hooker would be worth more than any rookie quarterback that's going out this year because he's at least got to sit in NFL rooms and be out there and practice with number 2s, number 3s, even before this year. So let's see. Happy birthday to me, says Dwayne. Happy birthday, Dwayne. It's Dwayne's birthday. If everybody gets a chance to say happy birthday to Dwayne in the comments right there, that would be nice because, we all support each other. Let's go. Rick Down says, be there shortly. All right. Elise says, good morning. Good morning, Russell. Good morning, villains. Happy game day. Darcy Maville in the comments. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for allowing us to go to Tampa Bay. Well, not to Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay game in your seats We appreciating it. What are we looking for? Good morning from Chad. He is my favorite Sasquatch looker, finder guy. John Kapler says, I'm so ready to see Hooker. I'm so ready to see the 53 guy fight bare knuckle for the last spot, because I think the 53 guy will be playing. The 53rd guy will be playing. That is 100% true, John Kapler. On the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. They're going to bite kneecaps today. And it's going to be hard to make the back end of this roster. 6 or 7 spots are available. And they're going to be running 37 to 41 guys. That's what we're looking at, because I don't think the other guys are playing. I don't think the starters are playing. The backups, I don't think the backups are playing. I think maybe the backups is what we're really looking at here. We're looking at guys that are versatile. And it isn't wide receiver versus wide receiver or defensive end versus defensive end. It might be defensive end versus wide receiver. Do we keep 4 wide receivers or 5 wide receivers? Do we keep 6 wide receivers and less defensive ends? This is the back end of the roster. You're not fighting against the guys that are in your own position. The starters and the backups are already set. We're fighting for the guys that can be the most versatile, the guys that can be the biggest contributors. Oh, my son has come in here to show me some ABCs. And, I think that you should work on the basics of that, especially if you're drinking. Because if you're drinking out there, then you're going to have to learn the ABCs. You might have to say them backwards, but don't be driving and drinking while you're out there. All right? I am excited for the 53-man roster. Thank you, honey. See, I have a supportive wife, and she helps me during these lives, and we all have our lives and everything, and the family part is an agreement between my wife and I, which is awesome, and she does a great job at taking care of my autistic 5-year-old. Just shout out to the wives that are out there doing the work. Chance Lack says, if Hendon starts, I'll be excited to want to see which wide receiver steps up between DPJ, Fountain, and Davis. Oh, don't forget about Isaiah Williams. Don't forget about Isaiah Williams. Isaiah Williams is making a push to make the back end of this roster, and I am rooting for him right there. That's what I mean. And you may be right. Those 3 guys have body types that they're looking for. That X wide receiver, the bigger guy, DPJ being the one with the most experience. Fountain's probably the one that's been playing the best in practice. Practice? Talk about practice? And Davis, everybody that was watching the game last week saw him take that long one to the house with a nice run after the catch. So, gosh, that's a battle right there. And do you get to keep 1 or 2 of those guys? That's another thing. Is there only one of those guys that's going to make the team? And because I really do believe that, because we have plenty of pass catchers on this team that don't necessarily have to be wide receivers. So I think the back end of the roster, they may go defense. They may go versatile defensive piece, or, I wouldn't want to really let a guy like James Houston go to the waiver wire because somebody would pick him up. Maybe they'll go and try to trade him at the end. If they were planning on cutting him, they can probably still get some value out of some of these players. And I expect Brad Holmes to do some wheeling and dealing here at the back end of this. And that's why, John Kapler, I'm not gonna beat up Woodward Sports too much for calling that out, because we got players that could be on teams that are never going to clear waivers. And some of those players, if they're so much that they won't clear waivers, Brad Holmes might be able to sling some stuff right here and maybe get something for the back end of the roster. Maybe get some late round draft picks for some of these guys, because they like the way we develop our players. So there that is. I'm way behind on these comments right here, but this is cool. We got a good conversation going in the morning. looking forward to Hooker starting today. Jay Mommy says Hooker starting the game. I didn't bother with the story about the trade. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. He's starting. Jay Mommy. I mean, I know that you're not subscribing to the rumor that is the of the trade, but if you're let's just say hypothetically that they were thinking about trading Hendon Hooker, right? You would have to start him in the game in order for them to go and see they to get the best look at him. I'm fixing some stuff out. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Yeah, so you would have to you want to put him out there for a rehearsal, right? So if they are considering trading him, they want him to play in this game. And if they're going and that they are considering trading him, they may even, up the scale on some of the play calling that they do to try to put him in a position to do better. Where the first two preseason games, it really feels like they're just like, all right, I want to see this guy in this situation. They're looking for situations. They're not really game planning to get down the field, if that makes any sense. It's not like they're not trying on the plays, but what they're doing is they're trying to see certain guys in certain situations. So it's not like, hey, I'm going to run this ball, and then we're going to do a play action thing. We're going to try to get down the field. It's just like, I want to see this play. I want to see this play. Where if you're planning on trading Hendon Hooker, or the thought is out there, then you're going to want to game plan a little bit. You're going to want to make them look really, really good so you can get a better draft pick. So that's something to think about. I'm not subscribing to the trade thing. I don't think they're going to trade him. I mean, I think that if you can develop your backup quarterback and then you got Jared Goff and Hendon Hooker for the next 3 years, look, let's just wrap it up. We're done. We cool. It's a wrap. We got these two positions filled for the next 3 years. Let's go. That's the way that I feel about it. But I mean, this is a business. You did just pay Goff. And apparently they like Sudfield for some reason. So if somebody comes out and is like, hey, man, I'll give you a first and a second round pick for this guy, we like what we see, then I don't think that you would turn down somebody that wants to overpay for a backup quarterback. Chad, looking forward to seeing Hooker play. Well, I mean, it has to be it is possible talk to trade him. The guy that hasn't had 25 snaps, that's a preseason 25 snaps, LOL, hasn't had a good enough, good or bad. I don't think it's dumb. I think not to be dumb to trade Hooker. Man, you got to type better, John. I'm trying to read your thing. I mean, if you're going through, check that stuff for me, dude, because I have a hard time reading it because I have bad eyesight. And if it doesn't make sense grammatically, it's hard for me to read it. But I think that you're making more fun of that, being like, he hasn't had enough experience. I think that's where you're going with that. He's only had 25 snaps in here, right? Well, Caleb Williams has had only a handful of preseason snaps. He hasn't done anything. Would you trade for Caleb Williams? Would you give up draft capital to get a Caleb Williams or a Jaden Daniels or a Drake May? Would you, like, Drake May hasn't had a great preseason. Would you trade a second round pick and a third round pick to see what they had in Drake May? I mean, the thing is like the inexperience, these guys, obviously they're inexperienced. But let's not be honest, or let's be honest here, is he's had more than 25 snaps. And last week, he was 12 for 15 with a game-winning drive with a rushing touchdown. And that it was pretty impressive for the most part in his second overall action with football. So, I mean, if we're going to be out here calling Caleb Williams the second coming, because he was 6 for 13, then I can certainly look at Hendon Hooker and say 12 for 15 with a rushing touchdown is something that could be looked at. So, and here's the thing. I don't think that it would be worth it. I don't think it's smart for a team to trade and trade big time capital for that. But Brad Holmes should be listening. Brad Holmes is not doing his job unless he's listening to these trade talks. So if people have called him up and said, hey, we want to take a look at Hendon Hooker, you know, Brad Holmes might have said, hey, Dan, we need to get him in there. We got these blah, blah, blah teams that are looking at him, and we need to, you know, show me some stuff. Show me some stuff. Look at those happy birthdays in there. Happy birthday, Dwayne. Happy birthday. Yeah. Oh, man. Happy birthday. Jay Mommy's daughter turned 13 yesterday. Happy birthday to your daughter. And if you don't mind, you can put her name in here so I can say her name on the broadcast. I would love to say happy birthday to her. Chad says 5 wide receivers. And I really do believe that depends, Chad. It depends. Like, where do you want more depth? Where do you want more depth? Do you want depth at wide receiver? I mean, are we going out in 5 wide receiver sets? Very much. I don't think that we're going to put many more than 2 wide receivers out there at a time because we got tight ends and running backs. But we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't mind me. It wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it at all. If you kept 5 wide receivers, as long as one of them's Isaiah Williams, I really like him. All right. Let's see. Good morning from everybody. Good morning, Cat for Life. Cat for Life says your offensive coordinator can be a head coach candidate if he proves it this season. I don't know if you've been watching, but our offensive coordinator already turned down head coaching jobs here. And he is definitely a head coaching candidate. He can take a head coaching job at any point from this forward. From this day forward, Ben Johnson is a shoo-in to be a head coach whenever he decides that he wants to. And I think he's going to shock the world. I don't think that Ben Johnson's leaving. I don't think that Ben Johnson's leaving after this year either, even if they win a Super Bowl. Because you build this offense, right? Why would you want to leave this offense? I mean, Ben Johnson's young. The head coaching job isn't going to go anywhere. I mean, unless the offense all of a sudden sucks, but that's not going to happen because there's too much talent. I mean, if you're Ben Johnson and you got this offense with Jared Goff and Gibbs and Montgomery and Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams for the next 3 years, and nothing's happening to it. I mean, the offensive line's going to still be here. Everything's going to still be here. And they're just going to keep growing together. The whole thing. Now, I understand that players can have up and down seasons, but you can't convince me that Gibbs, Laporta, Amon-Ra, and Goff and Sewell, all of these guys are all going to struggle all at the same time, and all of a sudden it's going to implode. These guys are way too talented. Way too talented. And this offense is going to hum with or without Ben Johnson. Somebody will be able to take all of this talent and do something with it. And besides, Goff co-wrote the Goffense. So Ben Johnson wants to ride this out as long as he can. It's only going to help his cause. He's going to be the number 1 head coaching candidate whenever he takes it. And here's the scariest thought in the world is that Ben Johnson would go and head coach Chicago. If Ben Johnson goes to Chicago, then, oh, man, that would suck. That would suck, having him have a hold of Caleb Williams and all them wide receivers there. So I think he's going to stay here. I think he's going to shock the world. Everyone thinks he's just going to jump ship because he can, because that's the newest thing, you know. Oh, we got to go to the newest and biggest, best thing. Well, he already proved that he don't care about that. You got enough money. Says, I got enough money. I want to do something special. Happy birthday. Another happy birthday in there. Charles Harris still play for you guys. No, he doesn't. Charles Harris does not still play for us. I don't even know if he's even in the league anymore. The bad guy says, but practice is practice, J Mommy, is all I'm saying. It's not a game, not a regular. Okay, we are running down Hendon Hooker because he doesn't have experience. This is what every single rookie quarterback goes through. And if you don't say that he's a rookie, whatever. I mean, I think that he's more, he's better than a rookie because he's a rookie that at least got to sit in pro training rooms last year and watch film, get to know the offense, got to work out with pro people. So, no, Hendon Hooker doesn't have game experience, and neither does any of the rookie quarterbacks. Elise says, I agree. Russell, Ben Johnson stays for a bit. I think that that's so cool, too. You know, who does that anymore? You know, who does that? Who doesn't go on to the next biggest thing? You know, he wants to make sure it's the perfect situation when he goes. Let's see. That's awesome birthday present. What color is it and what kind? What are we talking about? She says she got her an electric guitar for her birthday, and she's been playing for a couple years. She taught herself. That's awesome. That's awesome. I am a guitar player myself, and over there on that side. That's my little beautiful Jackson that I keep up on my wall. Bust it out every once in a while. I do like the acoustic guitar. Hi, Maisie, my little doggy. My little doggy trying to get in there. All right, I wanted a Sewell. I wanted Sewell over Waddle. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Sewell's the best pick in that draft. I love it. I love it. I wouldn't take anybody in that draft over Sewell. Sewell might go down as the greatest Detroit Lion of all time. I think he's the best player on our team. Oh, look at Elise. That's sweet. Happy birthday to your daughter, J Mommy. Let me see if I found if she put her. I didn't see if you put her name in here and I just missed it. I don't think so. But if you do, I want to say, oh, she's sleeping, or else I'd have her check. I'd love to see her playing on here. Shane says, I wanted Waddle. You wanted Waddle? Right now, 1-for-1. Would you trade Penei Sewell for Jalen Waddle? Would you do that? 1-for-1? Steve says Hooker is the future quarterback of the Detroit Lions, not going anywhere. I don't know about all that. I mean, he's only a couple years behind Jared Goff in age. I mean, I think that these guys are just going to grow together. He's just part of the team. I don't think he's going nowhere either. But Goff's going to be here. Goff's going to be here for a while. Okay, that's cool. Shane says, knowing now, no, at the time I felt like we needed a receiver. Yeah, that's the awesome thing about having a good general manager like Brad Holmes. He's not just looking at the needs. We don't draft for need. We don't have to draft for need, and we're probably not going to. And I'm excited. I'm excited for a preseason. I told you I was going to cut it off a little bit early today. And that's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because I got to get ready to be on here again in 2 hours for the pregame. So if you guys are excited for the preseason, make sure you drop it into that comment. Who you want to see? Who do you want to see make the team? Who do you not want to see make the team? I mean, would you want to see them try? What would be the minimum that you would want? If somebody was going to overpay for Hendon Hooker, what do you think would be the trade value? That's an interesting question. To me, it wouldn't be worth it unless you got at least a 1. So somebody's got to overpay to take our good players, because if we're going to develop them, they're sure as hell going to pay us for it. If you don't know how to develop players, then we're going to sell them to you at a premium. I don't think they're going to sell them. I think they had a vision for these guys right off the get-go. And as the franchise unveils these things, just shows more layers to the brilliance of Brad Holmes. Join the conversation. Make sure you drop a heart or a like or a sad emoji onto the stream whenever you get a chance. We'd love that, because it's free for you to do, and it helps us out a lot, and we appreciate it. It's faith, family, and football in that order. That's what we do here. That's why we can have the other teams come in. They can talk a little bit of trash. We can talk a little bit of trash. That's all good, because it's faith, family, and then football in that order. We use football. We use football to spend time with our family, to create memories. We don't let football use us. So I'll leave you with the blessing until 12:30 today. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And may the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again for Football Talk with Russell Wayne. Peace out.
Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes win. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity.